Hello and welcome to Factual Insider, the channel that strives to cover as many facts as possible. Today we will be discussing 10 facts about Sonic Frontiers that you may not know. If you find any of the facts to be interesting, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Please be aware that this video will contain spoilers, so you have been warned. With that being said, let's get started. Number 1. Before Sega and Sonic Team would introduce gameplay before the release of Sonic Frontiers, it was announced that the game would be an open-world game despite previous Sonic entries having some open-world elements such as the original Sonic Adventure released in North America on the Dreamcast on September 9, 1999 and Sonic Jam on the Sega Saturn in North America on August 22, 1997. Takashi Iizuka, who is the head of Sonic Team and the vice president of product development for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise since 2008, stated that Sonic Frontiers was originally a more traditional open-world game. However, Sonic Team was unfortunately not in favor of the style of gameplay and attempted to recreate the gameplay of Sonic Frontiers, resulting in a more open-zone style of gameplay that fans are more familiar with today. Number 2. The Sonic the Hedgehog franchise started with its first release onto game consoles on June 23, 1991 and has since built up a massive fan base across the globe for over 30 years. Most of the time, the Blue Blur has had many different edits from its original creators in Japan, which are Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima, along with Sega and the rest of Sonic Team over many different games, which include but are not limited to translation, character design, soundtracks and more. Of course, Sonic Frontiers is included. Sonic Frontiers is the first mainline Sonic the Hedgehog entry in the franchise since Sonic Lost World, which released on the Wii U in North America on October 18, 2013 to not share the identical box art between the Japanese and Western releases of Sonic Frontiers. Sega and Sonic Team had many different changes during the 90s with Japanese and Western releases of Sonic the Hedgehog games, with a trend that would eventually change as time went on. Interestingly, Sega and Sonic Team would go back to their international differences again with the box art of Sonic Frontiers. Number 3. Over the years, there have been many different occasions that translation was necessary for many different releases of Sonic-related media, whether it may be anime, games, film and so on. With Sonic Frontiers, it would end up becoming the very first Sonic the Hedgehog title with its 30-plus year cycle that would end up getting translations into Brazilian Portuguese, Korean, and simplified and traditional Chinese. Despite the new translations of languages being introduced into the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise with Sonic Frontiers, the new languages would only appear as subtitles and would not include a new voice cast for the new languages for the game. Number 4. Dummied-out voice clips from Sonic Frontiers point out that one idea of the final island of the Starfall Islands was completely different than Orano's Island, and that the last Chaos Emerald would have been obtained by the player by a completely different method. Instead of Dr. Eggman giving Sonic the last Chaos Emerald and finding it off-screen, the dialogue suggests that Sonic and Sage would have traveled through a gigantic alien ship known as the Ark of the Ancients, in which the player would find the last Chaos Emerald there. However, it is unknown why the idea was scrapped from the final product. Number 5. For fans that may have wondered why Sega never released a free demo for Sonic Frontiers, it's most likely because fans that were lucky enough to experience the Sonic Frontiers Gamescom demo were able to find a glitch. During the demo at Gamescom, players were able to find a glitch with the auto-save feature that allowed players see content within the demo that was not meant to be accessible to the public. Sega did not allow filming of players enjoying the demo. After the incident, Sega announced later on that there would not be a free download demo of Sonic Frontiers before the game's launch in North America on November 8, 2022. Although not confirmed, it has been speculated due to the incident at Gamescom, Sega did not want to release a demo to the public due to fear of players finding out more surprises that were not meant to be ready for release. Number 6. The Sonic the Hedgehog series has a notorious track record of rushing games out as fast as the Blue Blur himself in the past, with titles such as Sonic the Hedgehog, or more infamously known within the Sonic community as Sonic 06, along with many other entries into the franchise. Sega and Sonic Team, both trying to help remedy the mistakes of the past, made an attempt with Sonic Frontiers, as the game was originally meant to be released 1 year prior in 2021, the same year that was the 30th anniversary for the classic Blue Hedgehog. Trying to stick with a different approach of taking more time to help develop the game, the decision was decided that Sonic Frontiers was announced during a stream through Sonic Central. Although the game would not be released for the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, it would end up getting better reception both among critics and fans alike. Number 7. Pre-order bonuses have always been an incentive among gamers to pre-order various collector editions that may include artwork, soundtracks, collectible figures, along with other cool perks included. With Sonic Frontiers, fans in the West were fortunate enough if they pre-ordered the digital deluxe edition of Sonic Frontiers. Fans would get a digital art book, digital mini soundtrack along with the Explorer's Treasure Pack that would give players a boost at the start of the game with extra collectibles added to their inventory. Meanwhile in Japan, there are different pre-order bonuses. With the Japanese release of Sonic Frontiers that launched, which also took place on November 8, 2022, fans instead got pre-order bonuses through Amazon Japan and the Sega store that gave customers a physical art book instead of its digital counterpart in the West, and also gave fans a Coco figure. Number 8. Many different games can have very interesting clues of potential ideas along with other interesting perks as well that can be found within hidden files of the game. Found hidden within the Nintendo Switch version of Sonic Frontiers, the prototype of Chronos Island can be found that was shown to the public during the December 2021 TGA trailer. However, one of the most interesting details has to be the fact that the geometry actually is shared with Oronos Island in the final version of the game. Number 9. After Sonic Frontiers would have a trailer shown at the Game Awards in December 2021, Polygon decided to report and share some of the details of the game's plot and story. The report by Polygon would be removed within a few days after Sega stated that the information shared was considered outdated. Later it turned out that was not the reason for the removal. Turned out the removal was ordered due to information that was not meant to be announced. The report shared the existence of Sage before she was announced in future trailers, which Sega wanted to keep secret before the announcement. Number 10. With Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Lost World, there is also more in common with both Sonic titles despite both games having varying box art covers across the globe. Interestingly, with Sonic Frontiers breaking through more language barriers with the new translations as mentioned before in our previous fact, the game would actually have English being translated into Japanese for the Japanese release of Sonic Frontiers, making the game to be the second Sonic entry within the franchise to be translated from English into Japanese. The first Sonic entry in which the same scenario took place among translations was Sonic Lost World. Well, there you have it. Those were 10 facts about Sonic Frontiers that you may not know. Hope that the video was enjoyable and entertaining. You are encouraged to watch our other videos about more facts about other Sonic games along with our videos about more facts about gaming. See you next time.